No, built in it. Hello?
Yeah. Okay.
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 Okay. So that
now they've got something.
Well, hopefully.
I'll go try to log into it for my.
Okay. So hopefully you can hear me now. It's really weird because it doesn't have it. My husband's gonna go check. It doesn't show it like. Well, it doesn't say anybody's watching, but it doesn't show it on the thing. I mean, there's a delay, so it's really weird. Like you can't see yourself. So this might be working. I'm not sure. Let's see. Okay, so before I start, I'm going to make sure it's working. I should be able to see people chat, enable live chat, automatically block spam messages. I'm not sure if that's working. Chat, make archive private when complete, optimize for interaction. Okay. I'm really not sure if this is working. I'm going to change the name on here. Okay, let's see. Sister of the World Vloggers Tag Live Show. I'll be answering all your burning questions or something like that. Yep, that's what I typed. Public. People, okay. Check audio settings. Okay, so that it says up at the top of this, you may not be hearing me. I'm going to use an audio stream bitrate value. Audio stream lower than the recommended bitrate. So you may not be hearing me. I'm waiting for my husband to tell me something. Have you logged in? Let's see. Can you hear me? Okay, so I'm doing that. Let's see if I can audio input. Can I there's like no settings for that. Oh, here. Oh, mic. Uh-oh. Okay, I have to take a phone call. Just a second. Hello? 1, 2, 3, 4, like 6 pieces. 6 ears. Yeah. Okay, thanks. Bye. Sorry, I had to take a phone call from the lady that helps us. I have a girl that helps around the house. Filters. Okay, I haven't a clue. This shows that you should be able to hear me. It says that everything's good, but I'm still, whoa, it is windy here. I'm still waiting for my husband to tell me if he can hear me. So maybe the bitrate just went down on the thing, because it says good, it says everything's good. Oh, one watching now. Maybe my husband actually came on and is watching. I'm waiting for him to tell me, although you'll see this after. He's probably already told me. This is just, it's strange to have the delay. I mean, I knew it would be there, but it's still like really weird. So I just want to say, hopefully you can hear me say this, that I'm very sorry for anybody. I've always like thought when people were late to their live streams, like, what in the world? Why is that happening? And yeah, I can put this up here and then I can see myself. Oh, not that big. So yeah, I've always thought it was kind of strange that people would be so late to their own things, and now it's like, okay, I totally get it. Because I had no clue it would be this hard. Oh my goodness sake. Okay, why isn't my husband telling me if he can hear me or not? Okay. Can you hear me? Like, answer your little message thing. Okay. I wonder how long the delay is. I can't really tell. Oh, maybe he's trying to say something in the chat. Nope. No, he is not. Okay, I don't know. If you are watching this, because it does say there's somebody watching, if you could please say something in the chat, that would be nice, because then I could know. Whoa, look, there's a red light up there. Then I could know if you're hearing me. Like I said, this is totally a practice one. I really didn't think that it would be this hard. But nobody is answering me. Oh, for goodness sake. Oh, I think that I'm going to have to do before the next live show is, I'm going to have to get, because the next one I want to do, the next one I'm planning on doing is going to be next Thursday, and hold on, sorry, I can't think and do this at the same. Can you hear me on the live stream? There, I'll try on his phone too, texting him. So anyway, the next one I'm going to do is going to be on next Thursday, hopefully, and I'm going to have some friends for that one, hopefully. But I'm going to have to try it with my husband first and do like a live Google Hangout and see how that works, because I don't know if I have the right software, and I'll also need to be able to walk through the other people who are going to do it with me how to set it up. So, yeah, I'll have to figure that out. Oh, text back. Hold on. Well, he never went and checked, the little stinker. I thought he said he was going to go look. Oh, for goodness sake. So is there somebody watching? That isn't... It's working! Yay! Okay, so now that I have absolute... Okay. So now that I know that it's working, or I think it's working... Okay, it's working on Chromium, so... Alright. Okay. So I'm just going to double play that it is working, and then I need to say so. Oh, turn down the gain a bit on your mic. Okay, so let's go in. I think I do that on sound, my sound settings. Input. Oh, yeah. Let's turn that down. That should be a bit better, I think. I think that'll be better. It might be too quiet. Okay. You'll have to wait a few minutes, but does it get better? Okay. Too low, he says. So I'm going to do it up a bit. What about now? Is it better now? Okay, I'm waiting to find out if it is better now. He will tell me. Maybe. Momentarily. Alright, he says it's better now. So, yes, he's answering my questions over and over. It's so weird that it's so late. Okay, so yes, if you type something in the chat and it seems like it takes a long time for me to answer, that's why. What? Okay, I don't hear what he's saying. He yelled something at me, but I don't know what he yelled at me. What did you yell at me? Okay, so I don't know what that is that he's yelling at me. Hopefully it's working. And now I'm going to tweet that I'm actually live. Okay. Okay, so he says I'm fine. It was the delay throwing me off, which I figured it was. Alright, so now I'm going to tweet it out right here. I want to put this back up because I like to see myself. It's hard to guess, like when you watch the other one and you see the delay, I find myself trying to guess like where I am. It's a little disconcerting. Okay, so live show is finally on. Alright. So now, I guess I could, I think there's a way to share. Oh, I have two watching. Oh, it's probably my husband. Okay, I am going to, what? Oh, because I'm using Hold on. Okay, so what I'm planning on doing in this live show is answering questions. I don't know if you saw that there was the, oh golly, what was it called? Sisterhood of the World Vloggers Tag Award thing that was going around, and I haven't seen as many people doing it now, but I was tagged by 3 different people, and so yeah, I'm going to be answering those questions now. So here we go. And I am going to tag people. I kind of have debated on that because it seems like a lot of people have already been tagged. And if you have like more questions, go ahead and type those in the chat. Hopefully you can see that there should be a chat on the side. Go ahead and type that in there and I will show it to you, or I will answer it. So I'm going to get started. The first person that sorry. Okay, I'm going to have to stop looking at Twitter because that's going to get really distracting. Oh, my husband says I owe him. Okay, so the first group of questions is from Liz over at Elizabeth Book Babble, and after the live show's over, I'll make sure to link everybody down below. So the premise of this tag was that you tagged 10 people, you came up with your own 10 questions. Let's turn the volume down on my phone. You came up with your own 10 questions to ask somebody, and you answered like the 10 from the person that tagged you. And yeah, so I have 3 people who asked me questions, or who tagged me, so yeah. The first person was, like I said, Liz from Elizabeth Book Babble, and I remember when she tagged me, my channel, I had quite a bit less followers. I don't even think I was up to 200 followers yet, and I remember I like freaked out. I was like, oh, somebody tagged me in this special tag, and anyway, it made my day, so thanks Liz. Oh, and the chat works, yay. Okay, so yes, so the first question was, how many books do you own? And that, oh my word, that's hard to answer. I'm looking at my bookshelves behind me. I don't know if you saw in another video, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them now. So, yeah, I have a lot of books. Before, let's see, I went through and counted all of the books I hadn't read in like nonfiction and fiction, and I think I had close to 400 books that I haven't read. And so if you just count my books, I want to say that I've read half of my books, but I may be wrong. So maybe I own like 800 books. But then if you count all of the kid books we own and all of the books my husband owns, it's like probably double that. So yeah, I own a lot of books. I was going to try to count them all beforehand, but I didn't get to. So yeah, there's my estimate of that. Number 2 is, what is your all-time favorite fantasy book? That was Liz's favorite genre, so that's why she asked that question. And so my favorite fantasy book, definitely Brandon Sanderson. And it's really hard. It's a toss-up between Mistborn, the first one, The Final Empire, or Elantris. I just finished Elantris, so it's fresher in my mind, so that may be why. But I love Mistborn. I think I'd lean more towards Mistborn. Sorry, I gotta stop rocking the chair. You're gonna see me rocking the whole time. That's gonna look silly. Oh, move the mic away from my mouth just a tad, he says. Alright, I think I did. Hopefully that'll be a bit better. Okay, so yeah, that would be my favorite one so far, I think. And then next, is there a character in a book that you love? I need to stop rocking the chair. I think that's what I was trying to say before. It's habit for me to like rock while I sit in my recliner, so that's gonna get annoying for you, I'm sure. So question number 3 is there a character in a book that you love that has the same name as you? I could put these right here and then I'll be able to see them better. I'm not so sure about that one. I'm trying to think. I know I've come across Tiffany in a book perhaps a couple of times, but usually the name Tiffany is associated with ditzy girls. So they're usually not characters that I love, unfortunately. You know, usually when you hear the name Tiffany in the book, it's like the protagonist has like this group of friends, and then Tiffany is like one of the mean girls who's all snotty and snobby, and I don't necessarily like that. So no, and I can't even think of a book right now that has that name in it, I guess. Let's see. Question number 4 is, what is the very first book that you ever remember reading? So I made sure to pull this one off my shelf. I may have read other books before this, but the very first one I remember is Little House in the Big Woods by Laura Ingalls Wilder. My Aunt Carol and my grandma bought this set for me for Christmas, I want to say when I was 6. And as you can tell, I've read it just a smidgen, because the pages are all falling out. I've tried to read this to the kids. Oh, I still have the bookmark in it. I want to read it with them, but I think what I'm going to do, because I think my daughter will enjoy them the most, I may buy her own set or something. I've got to do something, because this set of books isn't really readable anymore, and I want to be able to read these to my kids. I bet there's better bindings on them now, but my word, I mean, it's just in horrible shape. Alright. Yeah, so that's that one. Question number 5 is, do you use your local library, and if you do, what do you love about it? Yes, I use my local library a ton. If you've watched my channel for any time, you know that. I can't always buy all the books I want. I mean, for goodness sake. And sometimes there's a book that sounds interesting to me. I need to take a little drink. Sometimes there's a book that sounds interesting to me that I'm not sure if, well, what's the right way to say it? I'm not sure if it's something that I'll want on my shelf, like if it has bad scenes in it or whatever, and so I will check that and see. I'll check it out from the library and see if it's one I want to buy first. So that's kind of what I use the library for. I use it all the time. I mean, enough that the librarians know me and have started recommending books for me based on what I check out. It's pretty pathetic. Our summer library, it's not just in the summer. What do you love about it? Well, first of all, I love that the librarians know me now. I love that we have like 5 libraries that are all connected together. So if you need a book and it's not at ours, then we can go and get it from somebody else's, which is super cool. And it also has does summer reading programs for the kids and does a great job at those. One of them they have story times, they have a Lego club, so all sorts of cool stuff. And they also have, I think my kids are coming home. There will be noises since this is late. Oh, there's the ice machine. So they also do adult summer reading programs, both of them do, and so that is really fun too, and I've been doing that. So I just love that they have all these programs for the kids and things for us to do. And yes, the kids are home and are going to be coming in and be loud. Hopefully not. Okay, what is your favorite biography or historical fiction is question number 6. And I don't know that, I think I've read maybe 1 or 2 biographies, and I don't think I've read any historical nonfiction, so, except for school, so I can't really answer that question. Question number 7 is, I love vintage and antique books. What is the oldest book on your shelves? This is one actually that my husband recently gave me. It's A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens, and it's really old. I'm not sure, it's so old that it doesn't have, I mean, just look at the pages, they obviously are old, but it's so old it doesn't even have a date in it, a publication date. So yeah, it's old. And then the other one that I picked up, there was a little bookstore we went to, and he was like selling and going out of business, and he had this up on his shelf, and he just ended up giving it to me. I was buying a bunch of other stuff. It's The Country of the Blind by H.G. Wells, and it's a little like pocket series book. and it is just like almost torn up, and yeah, so that's pretty old too. I've never seen anything like that. So yeah. Question number 8. How have your reading habits changed since starting booktube? Well, before I started booktube, I mainly only read like Christian fiction that I got for review for my blog. I still read a lot of that, as you know, but I hadn't really, like, I think I'd read The Hunger Games and I'd read a few other things, but I hadn't really like branched out into reading other topics, other genres. I had never read fantasy. I had never read a lot of stuff, so they've changed because now I read all of those things and I watch all of those things, or I read all of those things, and I don't just read out of one genre. And so yeah, that what I have read has changed a lot, and also I read a lot more now than I used to, so that has definitely changed as well. Oh golly, I didn't think about this question. Number 9 is, which female booktuber do you look up to? Ay, 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 that is a really hard question. Because you would think it would be somebody who has like a lot of subscribers, but not necessarily. Okay, I'm gonna go to YouTube. I'm gonna look through my subscriber list and see if there is somebody. The next, well, let's see if I can find somebody. There's a lot of people I look up to. I guess for like people who have been doing it a long time, it would be Becca, Awesome Booknut, Reed, Susie Reed, and Climb the Stacks. Those are kind of the 3 people who have been doing it a long time, who I suppose I would look up to the most. And the number 10 is, which female booktuber makes you laugh? That is definitely Amy from Amy C Books. She makes me laugh all the time. So yeah, if you haven't watched videos, go watch them and you'll know why I laugh all the time. So those are the questions from Liz. Now on to the questions from Little Library, and why can I not think of her name right now? Her channel name's Little Library. I will make sure to link that down below, and let me see if I can get her name. Joys of a live show, you can't edit all this out. It was for practice, it's okay. Oh, Rihanna, that's why I couldn't remember it, because it's not a super common name. Anyway, so if you haven't watched her, go check her out. She's super cute and does lots of good videos. So her first question is, for me, was, what is your favorite fantasy book? And I think I just answered that. Brandon Sanderson in most likely Mistborn, The Final Empire would be the favorite. Favorite book to movie adaptation? I haven't really watched a lot of book to movie adaptations. I would have to say that The Lord of the Rings is probably up there, but I haven't read the Lord of the Rings books yet, so I can't really like say for sure. And well, yeah, and then recent ones would be Catching Fire. I thought that was really well done. And then my all-time favorite, though, is the BBC version of Pride and Prejudice. That's my fave. I love that movie so much. Question number 3. Favorite genre to read? Used to be historical fiction. I used to read historical fiction all the time, and I still do enjoy it. I'm kind of getting more into contemporary and fantasy, which are like 2 opposite ends of the spectrum. I would say that fantasy is my favorite genre to read, but it's also the one that intimidates me the most and takes me the longest to read, so I don't read it that often, if that makes sense. Question number 4. Who are your 3 favorite ever characters and why? That's a hard question. Let's see. First would be, and now I'm blanking on her name. Why am I blanking on her name? Okay, let me look it up. It's so pathetic that I can't remember the names, and she's one of my favorites. It's like right on the tip of my tongue, too. I can't. Vin, of course. Vin from Mistborn series. Yeah. There's something else I want to say, but I can't because it would be a spoiler for the series. So anyway, Vin, yes. And then, let's see. Okay, that's one. Lizzie from Pride and Prejudice. And just all hobbits in general from The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. Can I count that? Does that count? That's not really one specific character. I guess out of that whole like series, I like Sam the best. So we'll pick Sam. Number 5. Have you ever met any authors before? And if so, who? Have I met any authors before? I have to think about that. I almost did, because Jane Kirkpatrick, who writes a lot of books I like, came to our town in May, and I really wanted to go and see her, but I ended up stuck in bed and I couldn't move, so I couldn't go. Which is sad. Maybe it was June she came. Anyway, okay, so that doesn't answer that question though. Any authors I've met? Nope. I don't think so. Unless it counts meeting them over the internet. And in which case I've met Sarah Ella, and she's an author. She's about to be published with Thomas Nelson, in case you didn't know. So yeah, oops. Whoa, what did I just do? Oh, look at that. 4 people are watching me now. So, yeah. Let's see. Number 6. What is your favorite thing about being a booktuber? My favorite thing is the relationships, which everybody says, but I try really hard to make sure that I'm making friends with people. Like, one of my favorite things to do with BookTube is to go and find new people and subscribe to them either right from the beginning, or if they don't have very many subscribers, like try to encourage them and watch a lot of their videos and stuff. That's just something I really enjoy doing, and I've made some of my best BookTube friends from doing that. So yeah, that's definitely one of my favorite things. And actually just met someone new who I'm going to tag at the end of this, and you'll have to go check her out. I subscribed before she put up a video, actually, so that would be fun. It's been fun to watch what she's done so far. Number 7. What is one piece of advice you would give to someone thinking about starting a BookTube channel? First would be to start. Just and be you. Just be you and don't worry about it and start it. And I'm going to give you more than one piece of advice because I can't just give you one piece. I think the thing that's helped me the most is being consistent and putting out a lot of content. Whether that means that you do one video a week consistently, that's fine. You'll grow your channel faster, I think, though, if you put a lot of content out, because then there's more videos for people to find you with. And the other thing, too, is to go make friends with other people. And don't go make friends with other people to try to get big names or big thing people to follow you, but go make friends. I always try to go make friends with people who have less subscribers than me. Not that subscribers is the be all end all. I'm almost making it sound like that, but it's not. But I try to find people who haven't been doing it as long and reach out to them instead of trying to like make friends with more popular booktubers, although you can comment on their videos too, and that's fine. But like, I make sure to comment and find people that you are like-minded with and connect with them. Comment on all their videos. Follow them on Twitter. Get to know people. Buddy read with people. Just do all of those things and focus on building relationships, and the rest you'll just love it, and the rest will be great. Do you like to write? Question number 8 from Little Library is, do you like to write? And if so, what do you like to write? No, I don't like to write. I don't. Sometimes I will have thoughts, like I'll end up with really vivid dreams that I think, oh, that would make a really good book if I wrote it down right away. And then I don't ever write it down. But I don't think I could flesh out a whole book. I can barely flesh out a whole email without sounding terse and not using very many words. I'm very like short and to the point for the most part. And so I don't think that I could like write a whole book. I just don't think I could do it. Maybe a children's book. Maybe. What are you currently reading is question number 9. I'm currently reading Summer's List by Anita Higman. I'm almost finished with it. It's very good. I'm going to try to do a video review of this, along with a billion other books that I'm currently reading. I have too many I'm reading right now. I need to finish up a bunch. If you wrote a book about your life, what would it be called? What would it be called? Book about my life. Oh, somebody's calling. I've gotta... No. Don't call me right now. Okay. If I wrote a book about my life, what would it be called? Don't do it the way I did it. No, that's not it. Oh, God's grace is enough, maybe. It's without him, there's no way. I don't know. I really don't know what it would be called. Okay, so that finishes the questions from Little Library. Next, sorry, somebody's getting ice, which is very, very loud. It's probably my husband. Next 10 questions are from Alyssa. From Alyssa Faith is the name of her channel, and like I said, I'll make sure to link her down below. These are the last 10 questions, unless somebody puts a question in the chat, which I don't think anyone will. So anyway, first one is, what is your favorite book to movie adaptation and why? I just answered that for Little Prairie Library. So my favorite, since I kind of what's the right word? Solidified my thinking when I answered that question. Definitely my favorite is BBC's version of Pride and Prejudice. What is your dream job? What I do right now. I stay at home with my kids and I homeschool them. That's my dream job. Even when I was in high school and people asked me what I wanted to do, I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. It's just what I've always wanted to do. Question number 3. Favorite literary villain and why? Well, I think a good villain is going to make you feel scared a little bit. And so I think my favorite villain would definitely have to be Queen Lavanna from the Lunar Chronicles. Not favorite because I like her, but favorite because she makes a very good villain. A very, very good villain. Number 4, you've been given a train ticket to visit your top 3 favorite imaginary worlds, book or film. Where does the train stop? Oh, that's a good one. Apparently this train is going to be like the TARDIS because it's going to go back in time and to some of the settings of these books. So yeah, that's cool. And other planets. So yeah, I love it. So the first place we would stop is in Bag End, and I would stay with the hobbits and enjoy some second breakfast and food and just resting. And then next we would go to the world of Pride and Prejudice and go visit the Bennets. And then lastly, I would want to go visit, because it's freshest in my mind, Elantris from when Elantris was at its height in Elantris by Brandon Sanderson. Let's just count that. So there you go. Number 5, what is your biggest bookish pet peeve? I actually talked about this in Tuesday Talks when we were talking about series versus standalones. One of my biggest bookish pet peeves, and I could think about a lot of different things, but my favorite bookish pet peeve, my biggest bookish pet peeve is when authors turn what could have been a standalone and what should have been a standalone into a trilogy or a series, or they take books, I'm gonna get started again on this, or they take books and turn them into a series when really they just all have the same setting in common or something. It's like, that's not a series, they're standalones. You just happen to write about New York or whatever. Anyway, that drives me nuts. Because I feel like it's just a ploy to make us buy more books, and I don't like that. Question number 6. You've been given the chance to interview your favorite author, but you only get to ask one question. Dun dun dun. Who is the author and what do you ask? Ay, that's hard. That's so hard. I think, and my favorite author, okay, this isn't necessarily my favorite author because I cannot pick a favorite author, but I think the author that I can actually think of a question that I would ask her is Kara Cass, who wrote the Selection series and, well, is still writing the Selection series. And the reason I would ask her a question is because I would ask her how she pursued her dreams. And I guess it could be asked of any author, but you know, she has small children and she's writing and she's made it happen, and I don't know, I just really admire the way she's handled it all, and I admire how she's still there for her kids and she still lets her light shine for the Lord, but she's also a New York Times bestselling author and isn't writing in the Christian genre. Not that writing in the Christian genre is bad or anything, but so I would ask her how she did that. Not that I want to be a writer myself, but I bet she would have some really interesting tidbits on, you know, following your dreams and going for your dreams. So there you go. Question number 7 is, what is your most anticipated read of 2015? Winter by Marissa Meyer. Can you tell I love the Lunar Chronicles? I love Lunar Chronicles, and I cannot wait to read Winter. But at the same time, I'm very sad to read Winter because it's the end. I don't want it to end. Alright. Question number 8. What is your favorite place to read? I would like to say that I like to read in exotic places, but I typically just read in bed. So, I guess that's my favorite place to read. I'd love to have a nice comfy chair that I could sit in and curl up in, but my body just won't let me do that, so. Alright, what's your favorite place to read? Oh, another writing question. Number 9, are you a writer? If so, are you a pantser or a plotter? I am not a writer, but if I was a writer, and because I just learned what these words mean on Sarah Ella, I would be a pantser if I was a writer, because I would not follow a plan. Right? Isn't that what that means? I think so. 10. What is your favorite breakfast food? Can we go with before I couldn't have gluten and say donuts? I love donuts. Any sweet pastry thing. French toast, anything sweet. But now I can't eat that. I'm sure that in bigger cities, or if I really tried, I could make a gluten-free option, but I just haven't. Okay, so I think that I've finally answered all 30 questions, and if anybody wants to... Interesting. Sorry, this is a practice live show, so I am like looking and seeing how everything works. So I guess that is all of them, so I'm going to go ahead and say who I'm going to tag. The people I tag for this are Amanda NPA, and I tried to tag people who hadn't done this already, and yeah, I'm sorry if you got tagged multiple times, but it's kind of fun to do multiple times because everybody's questions are different. So did Amy NPA, or Amanda NPA, Amy from Amy C Books. Some of these people I was really surprised they hadn't been tagged yet. Trina from Between Chapters, Chris from CRISPR's Book Nook, Ashley from Faithfully Moonstruck, Patty from I Smell Books, Julie from Julie H, Felicia from Little Prairie Library, Elizabeth from Lizzie Faye Loves Books. She's the one who I was telling you about, who literally just started, I think, last week or the week before, so go check her out. I'll link everybody in the description once this video is published. And then Rachel at Rachel's Page Turners. So those are the 10 people that I tag for the Sisterhood of the World Vloggers Tag Award, long name that gets confusing tag. So the questions for those that I tag, and I will make sure to put these in the description as well, are number 1, how often, and by the way, I stole these from other people, most all of these questions, and some of them are from the ones I just did. Okay, so number 1, how often do you record your videos? Question number 2, how much of your day is dedicated to reading? Question number 3, what is your favorite genre of books? Question number 4, how often do you use your library? Question number 5, what is the very first book you ever remember reading? Question number 6, how have your reading habits changed since starting booktube? And question number 7, what are you currently reading? Question number 8, what is your favorite place to read? Question number 9, what book would you recommend for me? And question number 10 is a 4-part question, and it's like kind of my question that I actually got from somebody else, but it's a question that I love to ask everybody because it's funny. So it is, if you could combine any two animals, what would they be? What would the new animal look like? How would it act? And what would you call it? And you get bonus points if you don't get creeped out by your answer. So most people get like creeped out by it. Rebecca from Why Mermaids didn't, but most people, when they start to combine two animals, they're like, oh golly, maybe that's not as great as I thought. So anyway, I think I have finally done what I meant to do in this live show. I am sorry that it took so long, and I'm glad that at least a few people decided to watch with me. And yeah, I think that's going to be it. So I'm going to wrap it up, and it's about 45 minutes. So that was good. Now I know that I can do this. So now I have to figure out how to do it with more than one person, which I will probably try with my husband first. I'm guessing you don't do it the same way though, because this is a live stream and I don't see where it lets me invite other people. So I'll have to do it through a Google Hangout, which I don't know how to do. So I will try that first, and then hopefully next Thursday, if that works, hopefully next Thursday I will have a live show with Amy from Amy C Books, Felicia from Little Prairie Library, and Sarah from Sarah Ella are hopefully going to join me if I can figure out how to do this. So, yeah, until next time, I'll chat with y'all later. Bye, I think. Okay, now I have to figure out how to stop. Stop. That just pauses it. Does that stop it? Live? Do I, like, unlive me? Unlive? Stop? Do I hit? Okay, sorry, guys. I will figure out how to stop this any moment.